because he said unto him, the third time, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I...
MIXTYPE goes for a 200 supply army. He's going to have a massive 200 supply army that is powerful on the ground and should have decent numbers in the air as well. It's going to be capable of maxing out. We see a Zealot run by towards the left. There are no spines on the left. There's a single spine on the right. I'm not sure how easy this is going to be to deal with here for a Solar. We do have some oracles right now on the map, right? I think we have one. Yeah, okay, it's coming in. That's going to be very helpful. Without that oracle, I don't think there's much the Protoss player can do. Observer's going to get sniped. Viper does not have energy for... No, actually has enough energy for an abduct. Ooh,
Templar's all dying.
That's a rookie move.
Yeah, that's a big mistake. At the same time, there is a bit of action on the right side. Some Zealots again trying to get through, but Lurkers and Lings combined are going to get the kills there as well. And Solar is able to clean up on the right.
Yeah. I love the army that Max is working with, though. He uses a time warp. This is very preemptive. Is this on West? Yeah, okay. Okay, that makes some sense, because that time warp was insane. That's the time warp of a man that's afraid of the pig.
Well, we do see LG4 now going to get the Oracle, so Revelation's going to be denied for a little bit. We'll possibly one of those come out. We are starting to see a few carriers taking places. Eventually, are going to get Ling Hydra attacking around the left. The Hydra DPS is great on those Zealots, enough to help go through them. So that base on the left side going to be in trouble. One of the new bases coming back online for MIXTYPE. Immediately an issue that we're going to see the Archon's going to be able to get a ton of corrupt as he trying to dive through Solar. Just donated a bunch of corruptors, and there's nothing to say about that other than that was a donation. They did not need to attack there. That was silly.
Yeah, but overall, decent trades. We have 16 more corruptors. I'm actually not a huge fan of carriers in this particular situation, for really just one reason, and that is that if you are so much worse in eco, the Zerg can often force a trade against carriers. That is, like, they can basically say, okay, I might not get an efficient trade, but I can get a trade that is not god-awful. Well, if you're playing a Tempest Archon Immortal maxed out army, which I think is the best army that TOS can have, you can often just have no trades. Like, the Zerg is just losing units over time, as long as TOS remains stable. I really think it is... the carriers are going to make his life a little bit harder. Now, of course, he does have +3 attack and there is 0 armor upgrade, but with one parasitic bomb, all of those interceptors might just end up dying very rapidly.
Yeah, no, it's going to be an intense fight when it comes around. MIXTYPE's bank completely drained as well, so no money kind of banked up ready to go instantly. Solo, that's the kind of bank, all the arrows point in his favor as well, so the income is looking good for our Zerg, who is still kind of only working on these initial, 5-6 bases though, right? This is a big map with a lot of bases. You'd expect maybe Solo to try and go for some of the extra ones, but it's tough because the threat of the Zealot run-bys is still very much so there. And he is running around with his own Link Hydra Lurker. This time to the bottom, trying to maybe deny that 6 o'clock would be amazing if he could get there.
I'm honestly impressed by how easy it is for MIXTYPE to just get back up to 200 supply every single time. We have a little bit of an attack here on the bottom right side, on the bottom side of the map. Super Battery gets activated, Temp is now coming in with the flank as well. The funny thing here for Solar is that there's really no targets on the left side. So it's not like he can do an attack there. I guess he could try and break the natural. That feels a little bit risky maybe. Yeah, Max is just gonna go for 200 supply of what? 43 workers? You're gonna need to build some spores at this point. Spores, infestors. We need Vipers. I would personally have 2-3 Vipers here. And the way you want to engage is use a parasitic bomb and then kind of fly in with your corruptors to deal with the carriers. But because there are Tempests as well, it's going to make it difficult. It's just going to depend a lot on the micro in the big fight, and spores can definitely help here. If you're the one with a superior eco, you want that static D.
Static D goes a long way, as you see more units continuing through the middle up to the top side. MIXTYPE making a play towards Ling Hydra. As this army taking a different stance, right? He's not really been up to the top with the main army before, so gonna find something there, and there's a couple of bases to Solo that are gonna drop. What does Solo want to do about it? Well, currently he's defending against a Zealot Archon run-by. It's gonna be easily done. I just wonder if he's gonna try and go down to the bottom side of the map and hit those bases of MIXTYPE, because it feels like there's a huge opening there. Or is it gonna be, wary of the potential recall and so on, as we do play the Abduct on the mothership. Can't do that for much longer once the patch goes through, but today we can.
Mothership stays alive though. What's our Viper count currently? 0. It's actually really scary. I think MIXTYPE, if he wants to send it, he can probably just go right now. I mean, this base is going to be toast. I don't think he's going to be capable of holding this. By the time he's back home, it will die. He needs to start putting on some pressure. I wouldn't even mind if Solar splits up a portion of the army to go deal with the bottom side base and just forget about the middle for a bit. I mean, it's not like he has infinite spore crawlers here anyway. Carrier's now moving in forward. Let's see what these Corruptors are going to be doing. Target fire on the Brutes is okay. Lurkers coming in from the side. Do we have any storms here whatsoever? The answer is no. The Corruptors move in, and I think this should be good enough for Solar, right?
Yeah, absolutely right. He's going to be able to clean out everything pretty much. Chase down a few units as well. Corruptors, Queens, Hydras, all going to play the chasing game. MIXTYPE can't do anything but run. He does not have money in the bank. Corruptors in the remax here for Solar already. 14 of them on the way, and with what's currently up for MIXTYPE, those 14 Corruptors should be good just to play clean up completely.
There you go.
Lurkers are going to hit the bottom side as well. There's only really Zealots that are near here that can really maybe defend this, so it doesn't look as though they're going to be able to do that either.
GG. Wow. I love it. Impressive. The first 3 minutes.
The first 3 minutes, not the whole thing. Sure.
Okay, first 4. We do first 4 until the action starts, okay?
Until the action starts.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final game of this best of 3. At the bottom right, spawning as our blue Protoss player playing for Storm Gaming. The man, the myth, the legend. He has no name, yet we call him MIXTYPE.
In the top left-hand side, the Red Zerg from Korea, a GSL champion, and coming through the trenches to win game 2.
Oh, hold that thought here. Sorry, MIXTYPE is going for a hedge block, and he might just get it. Crazy moment here in the early game as that drone tried to get the hatchery on the natural, but MIXTYPE with a quick interception of the play is gonna get there first. Sorry, Wardy, continue your introduction, but this was an insane moment that I would not want the viewers to miss.
Solar in the top left-hand corner. Wow, what a moment you caught there. That is something that you just don't see every day because the casters are usually sleeping, you know, introducing players. And now we see a third hatchery down. MIXTYPE sees it, gateway building. What do you even go for from here, Soul, with a hatchery out of position?
It's so crazy because your hatch is not connected to your main base, and this is going to be a huge problem for the creep when you're entering the early stages of the mid game. How are you going to deal with the adepts? How are you going to deal with the oracles? Queens can't easily connect between these two bases, and yeah, Solar's going to have to make some big changes in his early game here to try and stay alive against a monster harasser that MIXTYPE usually is. We see the Cybercore now going down, opting to not get the Forge for some type of cannon rush to maybe punish that out of position hatchery, but instead a Cybercore. That is so interesting for me, going for that quick technology option. We're gonna see that reflected in the tech score in the after game score screen as well, Wardy.
After game score screen is such a huge factor to just see who got the points in there as well. Maybe that's what MIXTYPE is going for. Maybe playing for some high scores. Who knows? Cybercore will come online. He can get even more technology off of that, of course. The choices are really endless. Twilight, Stargate, Robo, you take your pick. Let's see what MIXTYPE wants to do. Instant warp gate starts. Chrono boosting the Adept as well, instantly as well. Did you see that? The gateway finished. Adept starts, Chrono boost. As if it was all in one movement, like just fluid play.
Oh, no way! The cancel on the warp gate to start the Stargate 50 gas faster. Beautiful. And now I wonder, has Solar spotted this? There is an animation on the Cybercore that shows that warp gate is researching, and it was researching first. If Solar is not paying attention, this could be a huge problem here for the Korean Zerg player. Are his eyes used yet to this cybernetics core animation? We're only 14 years deep into this game, so it is hard to say often. Beautiful play here out of MIXTYPE in the early game, trying his hardest to trick his opponent as the Adept comes in. He's going to snipe the first Ling here, Wardy. Wow. Is there a possibility for more here? Do you think we could perhaps get a second Ling and a drone?
I think we're going to get some damage because there's a second Adept coming across the map, but 2 Lings are going to enter the natural of the Protoss player as well, so this is going to be huge as Solar. He's going to try for Probe. Probes pull, Lings pull back, Probes get back to mining, the Lings scout the main base. Still, did they see the Oracle? They did, okay. He knows what's up, the Lings are still there.
In the main of Solar as one Adept is going to get knocked down. Split shots here on the drones. Beautiful controls. Oh, look at that pullback on the drone. drone. I think this is just a single drone for 2 adepts. That is a bad trade, Wardy. Adepts cost 100 minerals and 25 gas, and a drone only cost 50 minerals. Did you really walk all the way across the map just for that? Used 2 chrono boosts just to lose both of them? I think MIXTYPE is gonna be having some doubts about whether this was the correct play. I appreciate that he tried it, but this was not it. I think this is not a viable build at the highest level against a player like Solar, as these Lings are gonna get the probe snipe as well. MIXTYPE in a world of trouble here in the early game, floating 700 minerals in the first 4 minutes. Wardy, this is an insane PvZ so far.
It's actually kind of crazy that he's flowing so much money that Nexus goes down. This was exhausting, man. Oof. We can stop now, right? It's 4 minutes.
Yeah, 4 minutes. 4 minutes. We're good.
Yeah, that's
thank God. Yeah, it's always, I think, the most important phase of the game, the first 4 minutes, because it's where the build orders shape up, you know. And it's hard to predict where these games are gonna go between these guys. I haven't seen enough MIXTYPE PvZs to figure out what he's gonna do. But if I were to put my money on something here, Wardy, I'd say triple Oracle into a Twilight, a Forge, and I'm having a strong leaning towards Blink in this case. What do you think?
You know what? I'm with you. If I was to put money there with you, I'd agree. You know, we wouldn't be able to bet against each other. Put it that way.
Yeah. But yeah. Okay. Evo Chamber here coming out of Solar wants to go for +1 melee most likely.
Yeah.
Ooh, Robo. It's gonna be charge actually.
Wow. Yeah, that is actually a little bit interesting for MIXTYPE because he is such a Blink believer, right? Like, he's so good with the Stalker pressure, and he loves it, especially on this map. I feel like he loves pushing into the 4th base with the Blink Stalkers and really being active there. But yeah, a ton of extra gates coming down, like you say, much more likely to be charged with that Robo coming in. An Oracle will die, and that is going to be MIXTYPE. Yes, drones killed, but one of the Oracles down out in the sky.
Still Blink.
Oh, he still does Blink. Wow.
Is it then Robo?
Is it just super high pressure? Like, he's really going to
commit? With a Prism?
Yeah.
Oh, he might be doing 4 gas.
What's 4 gas? I mean, I see it's on 4 gas, but...
Stalker Zealot.
Just on 4 gas?
4 gas, 4th base.
Okay.
Or Robo base. Second Forge. Okay, yeah, it's going to be 4 gas. Okay. Yeah, because this is how he used to play like a year back or so. I sometimes feel like he defaults back to his old styles if he is not winning with his new style. I think this style is significantly worse though.
Because, so with 4 gas, you're obviously going to be quite Stalker heavy, right? Instead of just like, because, you know, we always talk about low gas counts and like spamming units, but usually that's more like Zealot heavy with like an initial set of Stalkers, but this allows you to keep building Stalkers, right?
You can get a lot of Stalkers, but you're going to do the main harass with the Zealots. So the moment the Prism comes into play, you're going to be like warping Zealots in main bases and near 5ths or near 4ths. The problem with this is that bailing pushes can be really difficult to hold. You don't have Storm, you don't have any Archons. So if the Zerg doesn't just, you know, lose like 30 workers or whatever, the Zerg stabilizes, throws down a bailing nest +2 bailing speed, usually tosses in a bit of trouble. The early game already wasn't too hot. I actually believe that what we're seeing here is going to be the Roach, Ling, Ravager, Queen follow-up. This is a build that Lambo created, and a lot of the Zergs from Korea have been have been playing it quite a bit. They absolutely love it. Quick +1 Evo, and then you still go for the kind of a Roach Ravager all in, but with a very big Ling flood behind it.
Alright, well, you're going to see that overload speed finishing, Roach speed coming through the Stalkers, and try and dance back against those Lings. The Stasis Ward will go off and catch a few of those Lings initially, so they will get caught up in there. The Dropper Lord is morphing, the attack is readying, and Solar is going to be full commitment here in the next few moments. The Ling's already across the other side, going to grab a probe, and just little things, of course, would like to keep the Lings alive, as everything's going to count when it comes to this attack.
Yeah, one thing I'm really missing is like a drop heading to the natural. That is such a key play with this. It's hard for TOS to split their army. We are going to send the Queens across already. Solar's going to be very close to max when he hits. And let's take a look at the investment here that MIXTYPE is doing. His +2 hasn't paid off yet. His charge hasn't paid off yet. He's getting a prison, which is not going to help at all. His Stalker count, however, is phenomenal. I wonder if that's going to be good enough. that Overlord can die.
Yeah, don't lose the drop of Lord, as we are going to be seeing the Road Ravager starting to fight. The Ling's going to peel around the far left-hand side. The Queen's on load here. We're going to start to pressure up in toward the natural as the Stalker's coming down the ramp again. The Ling's hitting that fourth base. There's a few Zealots there. Cannon Battery, I don't see that doing too much, as the Road Ravager then is going to have a big part of this. Missing the Lings with them being over on the left is kind of sad, right? Because it means your Road Ravager's taking damage rather than those Lings. You like to keep the Road Ravager alive as best you can. These Stalkers have gone down. MIXTYPE's good control so far as we go back and forth here on front of this natural.
Yeah, I think it's a really good start for MIXTYPE, and I think Solar regrets this build. Had he known he was playing against Forgas, I don't think he would have gone for it, because Forgas' defense is actually great against it. You have a good gateway count at 10, you're going to have decent upgrades as well, and there's just going to be loads of Stalkers naturally, so it's pretty much what you want against this. A 6 gas into Storm could have been much harder to defend here for MIXTYPE, so they got a little bit lucky there, as Super Battery does get depowered instantly, is not going to provide any value here in this battle. MIXTYPE also supply block. It's his first Immortal joins the battle. +2 attack is about to finish up. +2 armor has started and is about 25% in. Meanwhile, a Zealot run by is happening on the other side of the map, and I honestly think that Solar's going to be in quite a bit of trouble here. He tries to go for a Baneling run by. It's not quite going to connect with a lot of workers. There still is an opportunity though for Solar to try and do something. Like, he has Baneling speed on the way. He started his +2 melee. There's still no Storm. There's no Archons here. If you can get a decent Baneling count, we're talking like 25 to 30. You have your Baneling speed. Maybe you can go for another max attack, but if he had prepared for that in the first place, I don't think MIXTYPE would have been in such a great spot.
Overlord goes down that right side. So it's going to be a little supply block as well for Solar to get out of. Overlords are producing. And MIXTYPE's going to choose the Robo Bay as that next step of his tech, so I'll be online soon. 4 bases set up across the board for the Protoss. Our Zerg's 5th only just now coming online. Of course, not a great drone count with the way this game is gone, but just kind of spamming units right now and getting ready to maybe go utilize some of these units again on the map.
Yep. And it's very important that MIXTYPE does keep his opponent kind of stuck on his own side of the map. We have Banelings being built, we have a Prism in the main base. The upgrades are becoming a serious issue though. Not a huge fan of the Immortals being this far forward, but I also believe in MIXTYPE's judgment, so let's see how that's going to work out. Zealot Rumba is going to come in, Roaches are already in position, more Zealots towards the very north. And once again, Solar's also going to have some units in position there. Prism might end up falling, will end up dying. That means that these Queens can now start helping out somewhere else. It's 190 supplied to 160. The first Colossus is on the way. Fourth base gets sniped. I think Solar needs to send it right now, here.
There's no hanging around, right? Like, just go. Yeah, nothing gets better for you with time, so just go right now.
That's the only thing. Like, build all your money into Banes and go. Every second he wastes.
Орудие наведено! Выстрел! Выстрел!
Такой квадрокоптер сельскохозяйственного типа, предназначенный для орошения полей, применяется украинской стороной для сбросов боеприпасов на наши позиции. Но этот опять не долетел, был сбит со стрелкового оружия, ну и, соответственно, находится теперь в музее.
Got the mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. It's the Money Buddha Show.
Прилетел. Был сбит со стрелкового оружия.
2-1. We got the mic check. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. It's the Money Buddha Show.
Прицел 405. Интервал. Готов? Да. Орудие. Выстрел. Через 80. Больше 1. 1,37. Понятно, нет. Готов? Да. Орудие. Выстрел. Крестоносец наш. Вот, 70 блэк.
Everything looks fucking good, man. This fucking stream fucking everything excellent, stream healthy. I just gotta stay out of jail, man. That'd be cool. Is it supposed to be shaking?
Всех операций, что у нас
опять самое лайтовое. Просто гуляешь по посадке. Вы не
This
едете,
shit
блядь,
going
все
down.
ваши
That's the end of the world,
люди,
y'all. It's Money Boo, the end of the world live stream.
Новые на бронетехнике, в окружение попасть нереально. Все делается
Prepare for
спокойно.
war, prepare for
Если
one
кто-то
attack.
чувствует, что у вас начинается там приступ волнения, паники какой-то, успокоились, сделали пару глубоких вдохов-выдохов, в 90% случаев это помогает, если вы сами себе не накрутите вирус, чтобы все попало и вывалилось. Перезарядка, проблема, блядь, подвернули нового, обосрались, еще что-то, ваш второй номер должен про это знать. Спокойно, не спеша, планомерно, зачищаем все норы, пуль не забиваем, мы никуда не летим, мы никуда не торопимся, блядь. Мы действуем планомерно, спокойно, не спеша.
Contacto. We're gonna end it right here and come back and switch it up on the other stream.